fam, and for those of you who do not know me, my name is Nikki.Star of NikkiStar TV. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows, and I also talk about pop culture hot topics that won't get me in trouble. In this review, we're going to talk about the top 5 moments from the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, to be quite honest with you, they wasn't given much, so it was hard to get 5 moments, but I'll see what I can do. Let's get into it. The first moment we're going to talk about is Black Love. I really love how Ross loves Sanya. I really do love this couple. I think that their relationship is real. I think they're the real deal. And I also believe that any conflict that we see from these two is just storyline. They're either recreating conflict, they're just doing storyline things, because this show is a great platform for them, especially for this iFit health program that they're pushing. All of that aside, I love their love. I love how Sanya loves Ross. I love how Ross loves and protects Sanya. I think this show desperately needs Black love, and I think this couple represents that. Also, Black multicultural love. Absorbable, I'm here for it. And although I disagree with Ross, I still love how he protects his wife. I disagreed with his outburst when he jumped up and was like, "You gonna respect my wife? Ain't nobody gonna touch mine." I'm like, who's gonna beat her up, Kenya? Like Miss America or Miss USA? Girl, I don't know what the title is. I don't see her jumping on the table and choking Sanya out. Sanya in that moment did not need protection. Ross was doing the most. But again, to reiterate, I love how he loves and protects his wife. I think Sanya does the same. And I just love seeing this couple. I really, really do. And I think this show needs it. We need some Black love, because the Blacks don't hate us together are bickering. Enough! Also, Kenya, you my girl this season, but painting Ross as aggressive, dangerous, especially as a dark-skinned Black woman, you know what that word can do to people with deep melanin, okay? He was doing the most protecting his wife, but you were in no danger. Pipe down. I think if anything, you just felt bad because you didn't have a man there to protect you or to stand up for Ross like Ross did for Sanya. I get it, but let's not paint narratives here that are not true. Moment number 2, the return of the crab cake. I'm telling you, that scene is iconic. We're going to continue to hear about the crab cake for season. So in this episode, Kenya tries to talk about how terrible of a host that Sanya is. Nobody agrees with her, especially Kandi. In her confessional, she's just like, "Sanya's being a terrible host? I don't think so. I remember you and the crab cake. You were a terrible host." And then we get a flashback of Kandi and that damn crab cake. I'm telling you, that was such a comedic moment, and it was so comedic because I don't think that Kenya knew what she was doing. Everybody was starving at that plantation. What are they saying at a plantation? A plantation? What do all the Black wives say at plantations? Andy, Lanithia, Cohen, fix that. Anyway, so wherever they were staying at, everybody was just starving. Kenya did not provide any food. Nobody knew where to go because they were so far in the boonies. There weren't like really close and accessible places. And for some reason, it seemed like production was starving them. So the ladies were starved. Then there's this delivery at the door, and it's a single crab cake for Kenya. Everybody wanted to kill her in that moment, especially Kandi. They were so annoyed with Kenya. And Kenya, it didn't help that you took the single crab cake in front of all these starving women and sat down and ate it in tiny pieces. Homegirl was just cutting it, little piece. So how y'all doing? Iconic TV. Moment number, Tracy, Sanya, the pot stirrer. I'm actually here for this character arc for Sanya. I do not enjoy her beefing with Drew. It just seems tired and lazy. But if she's going to be a pot stirrer who consistently gets into it with Kenya, I may be able to tolerate her another season. No shade to the Olympian. I've loved what you have done for your nation, Black women in general, Black athletes, Black Olympians, the United States of America. Your name is solidified in history. You're doing a terrible job for me so far on this show. But I'm starting to see some things, and that is the pot stirring and the coming for Kenya. I think that looks good on you. You need a bit more work, but I would much rather take this Sanya than that other one you were giving us earlier in the season. So let's talk about Sanya the pot stirrer. The reason why I call Sanya the pot stirrer this episode is because why would you leave Marlo Marlo, of all people, who is beefing with just about everybody. I think the only person she's not beefing with is herself. I mean, she's beefing with the nephews, beefing with the cast, beefing with production. She's beefing with everybody. Why would you leave her in charge? Unless you wanted to create conflict. You're doing really good, Ghost Producing. This was good, right? Because it did create conflict, but it also allowed Marlo to rise above her pettiness and be a better human. I'm sorry, Marlo. You have not been doing it for me. I'm so disappointed in how low you have been going this season, but I enjoyed seeing her take another route. I'm not sure if Sanya prepared for this, you know what I mean? Because if you're stirring the pot, you're stirring for some mess. But Marlo actually ended up being a really good interim host. But Sanya, keep it up. Keep stirring that pot. Like what I'm seeing. Y'all know what I meant. Moment number 4 for me is a mixture. It is Monyetta, the Peacemaker, and Jamaican KFC chicken. Here's why I wanted to mesh those two together. Because this moment is about Marlo and Kandi making peace. And Monyetta, who has been dry for me this season, was really instrumental in getting these two to see the other side and make peace without being a rah-rah girl. Ain't nothing wrong with a rah-rah girl. I'm from Philly. I'm rah-rah 90% of the time. But I'm just saying, you have to have somebody on this show who is consistently the one mending fences, because the majority of the cast is high on ego, so there won't be a lot of resolution or mending of fences, and we won't be able to really go anywhere with the storyline if everybody continues to beat. So you need a Monyetta, who in my opinion is kind of a Cynthia replacement, because that's who Cynthia pretty much was. She was cool with everybody. Even when she got into beefs, it was like always seemed one-sided, because she never really came for anybody like that, because it was just not her character. And I don't know if coming for people is not Monyetta's character, but I'm sensing that she's moving more into this, because when she came on this show, I was waiting for Monyetta from Hollywood Exes, and I didn't get any of that. I got Monyetta, and I was like, who in the hell is this? But if this is what she's giving and this is a character that she's going to play, I'm okay with that, because I thought she did a really good job. She made a lot of great points with Kandi and with Marlo, getting them both to see each other's side without taking sides. Great job, Monyetta. And the Jamaican Airport KFC. Because although Monyetta was able to get Marlo and Kandi to see each other's side, she was just able to really bring peace, not really get them to a point where they were talking. It wasn't until they were at the airport. The retelling of this was so hilarious. Marlo was getting fried chicken and Kandi she said, Kandi walked over and was like, you know I can't stand you, but that chicken smelled good. Can I have some? And they made up in that moment. Kandi, you have got to do that. Lord, why is your storyline food? This is not a moment, but it's absolutely something that I want to talk about, because this happens a lot in these reality TV shows. So I'm just going to call this a side note or a little review detour. When you come on these reality TV shows, to everybody who's auditioning who wants to be a part of this, when you come on these reality TV shows, you sign up for the world, right? To watch, comment, view, have an opinion, and chat about your life. Everything that you put up on this show, you're putting it up for human consumption. That is why I always say, fake it till you make it, right? Fake it. It does not have to be real, because real things will hurt, right? Real moments, real heartbreak you're bringing to us. You don't know how people are going to receive it or perceive it. I don't have a problem with people faking things. I did want to bring this up because Marlo said something in this episode that really bothered me. She said, and she belabored on it with Kandi and saying, but Kandi, bringing up my nephews really hurt me. And when she was making peace with Kandi, she continued to say, please stop bringing up my nephews. That's not fair for you to bring them up. And to that I say, I agree, but get off the show. You cannot have spaces in your life that you have brought to the show that are now protected because you feel some sort of way about that. If you don't want Kandi to comment on your nephews, do not bring your nephews on the show. That sounds harsh, but that is reality TV. Reality TV is exploitive. Exploitative? I used to say that back in the day. I'm from Philly. Exploitative. Exploitive, right? You are signing up to have this TV show make a mockery out of your life. We gotta be honest here. So you can't sign up for that, right? Knowing everything that's going to go into it because you've been on this show for seasons and then say, oh, I want to change the rules and I want to play differently, but I want other people to play differently with me, but I'm not going to play differently with anybody else. It's not realistic, Marlo. It's not realistic. I don't think that Kandi was wrong for comparing what you did with your nephews to how you were attacking Ralph. It was right. You didn't like it. Doesn't make it wrong. Let's get to moment number 5. Moment number 5 is something that I've been here for the last 3 episodes, and that is Sanya versus Kenya. For some reason, Sanya has decided that she is just going to go after Kenya because they get into it at the end of this episode again. This time, Ross played the house husband position and did not say anything. Let the women handle it. Thank you, Ross. Your fine self. Anyway, black love, black love. Sanya and Kenya are going back and forth about Sanya being a terrible host. Again, nobody agrees with Kenya. Kenya feels like she should have gotten some special invite to come to watch Sanya work. We all know that it was just a miscommunication, and we all know if we have something to do, right? If we have an event or if we have work, we are not trying to entertain people because we're focused on work. So I feel like everybody in this situation is Team Sanya, but Kenya is just not hearing it. I don't know if she was trying to make a scene or if she was trying to get under Sanya's skin because she can see that Sanya is being put up to come after her, and she was trying to see what she had. You know, them OGs, they something else. They real slick. So I don't know if that was the case, but whatever it was, it made for good TV because Sanya and Kenya was going back. Remind me to never get earrings from that Fable accessory and clothing line at Target. Everything that I've got from that Fable line is Basura. These earrings, I would have been better getting them from Shein. Take the damn lead, but at least I'll have some quality. Anyway, Sanya and Kenya are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sanya is, you know, she's attempting to read, but Kenya is reading her down. They're going back, forth, back, and forth. So then Kenya says, so what did I do, Sanya? What is your issue with me? Let's break it down. Tell me what it is. What did I say? How did I harm you? Let's put it all out on the table. Sanya, everybody just busts out laughing. Why? Because Sanya just wasn't prepared for what Kenya was serving her. And that's what happens when you're a newbie and you go up against a vet unprepared. It was a great moment because in that moment, it showed Sanya's chutzpah, but it also showed why Kenya keeps on getting her contract renewed. Bravissimo. Bravissimo. So those are my top 5 moments. What did you guys think of this episode? Let's talk about it in the comments section below. Did you have the same top 5 or do you have some different top 5s? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let's chat about it. Thank you all so much for stopping by NikkiStar TV. If you like what you see here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, go and check out my home channel, which is NikkiStar at Home. I do a lot of fun lifestyle vlogging and DIYs, hair stuff, girl chats. It's just basically me at home after the stream and after the reviews. Check your girl out. See you soon. Bye. Girl, hold up, don't leave. Don't click out of this video. Are we gonna see Martell this season? Because when I saw that medium tweed suit jacket, I just knew it was Martell. What do you guys think? I am absolutely here for a Martell sighting this season. Child, Messy Sheree and Messy Martell. Baby, season 15 ain't ready.